Today we're looking at 26 Jurassic World Rebirth species in toy form. So alright everyone, we're going to start off with super colossal Mosasaurus. Look how gigantic it is. And just to give you a sense of scale, let's move on to number 2, the D-Rex, Rumble and Rampage D-Rex. You press the button. So that's awesome. That's the main one we see in the movie. But also, just today, because it is my birthday, I got the Quetzalcoatlus. It is super awesome. You can make it sit and stuff. So we'll take a look at that actually, because it is just so awesome. Look, you just fold it and it's ready. It can even make sounds. How cool is that? Anyway, moving on to the next one, we have the Prologue D-Rex. You could technically say, because it's meant to be smaller in the prologue, right? So we'll just go with that. And also we have the Spinosaurus B up. I think it looks really neat with that fully orange sail. And then we have the Ember T-Rex. I think that's the first time I'm saying Ember on a video, but yeah, very cool to see. And then we have the third Spino, or Spinosaurus C, which is awesome. You can only get it as a 12-inch. I think it's, 12-inch figure, right? Anyway, it's really cool. Have a look at that. And then we have Titanosaurus. I didn't actually get the big Mattel one. I only have the Lego one. So there is that. I still think it's really neat, even in Lego form. So, I think I'm alright, just missing out on the Mattel Titanosaurus for now. And then we have Lego Spinosaurus. So we've got the original trio here, but there is more. I do have the fourth, don't worry. This is obviously the first Spinosaurus A. Then we have Spinosaurus B / Spinosaurus 2, and then we have Spinosaurus C or Spinosaurus 3. There isn't any official names. There are fan names for them, definitely, but nothing official in documentation so far. So yeah, these are the main ones right here in big toys, and the final big toy I'll get to is Diabloceratops. Why am I putting it here? Well, you guys may know it got a Funko Pop Diabloceratops, and I haven't picked up that Funko Pop, so I'm using the Mattel one to fill in, because they basically have the exact same paint. It's almost as if the Rebirth Diabloceratops was inspired off of the Mattel one. It's really interesting, but at one point it was meant to be in the movie, so I figured, I'll put it in the video. I'll put things that were almost in the movie but just missed out, because you never know. Apparently the Rebirth deleted scenes are getting revealed in a couple of days, like August 5th I think, and today it's August 4th for me, which is my birthday. So awesome. But yeah, I'm looking forward to those deleted scenes. Hopefully Diabloceratops can be in one of them, so that this makes a bit more sense. Otherwise it's a bit confusing. And another deleted creature, this is actually released in 2025, so it's technically a Rebirth toy, the Carnotaurus. Now, the pop vinyl does have a paint scheme similar to Ceratosaurus, so I assume it was inspired by the JP3 Carnotaurus that got deleted, and they wanted to do it again. But I had the theory that maybe it could camouflage. I've done a whole video on it, but yeah, it was meant to originally replace the D-Rex in the prologue, so who knows what other scenes it could have had. But yeah, I've made a whole video covering that, so definitely worth checking out. I would recommend. And now, you guys have been waiting for, we have 1, 2, 3 Spinosauruses. Where is the fourth one? Well, here it is. And you may think, but they're identical, what determines which is the fourth and which is the third? Well, take a look at their color. This one's color resembles the Spinosaurus that was on the beach that killed Nina. You can see those colors. It's got that dark, I don't know, kind of browny green, but more like a really dark brown sort of color. Whereas this one, it has a really light gray color. So if you look at them, this is like the, or I'd say this is like the darkest brown, right? But this is a more brown sort of color. Then you go to this one. It's sort of an in-between. This is the really gray. It's like if you fuse these two, this was the in-between of that. But then this one is different again altogether. So yes, I have managed to get all 4 Spinosaurus figures, I guess. I'll have to wait on a proper big one of this, but we'll have to wait and see. Because I was considering picking up this, but then I was like, wait, why does this have different colors and they're both Mattel figures, Makes me wonder, will there be an eventual 4th Spino? Could we get it in Hammond collection? We'll have to wait and see. But now, Velociraptor. And the Lego one doesn't do it justice compared to what's in the movie, although we barely see what's in the movie. So hopefully the deleted scenes that are up and coming do it some justice. But yeah, it should have orange and yellow there, but just doesn't. But I never got the Mattel one, and I'm going to wait on like a Hammond Collection one maybe. So there is that. But next up, we have an awesome cameo in this movie, the Pygmy Pteranodon sort of thing. But it is based on the Lost World Pteranodon that also had the Geostone Bergia colors. It is so awesome. And yeah, I got this in the Rebirth Captive set. So yeah, I'm glad to add that into my collection. And next up, another Velociraptor. This was also in the movie as well. It was a blink and you miss it kind of thing because it was really blurry. But the two Velociraptors, this was the one on the left. This was the one on the right. I have made a video about it, and they'll both be in the deleted scene, both this reddish one and the gray one. So I'm super excited to check that out eventually. And now, here's a cute one coming up, the Aquilops. So yes, the only Aquilops figures I have is the Lego one, and also this one. It's super cute. It comes in the prologue, or well, the Island Escape D-Rex set. So it's not the prologue D-Rex, but for the sake of this video, you know, this is the huge D-Rex and this is the small one. So we'll pretend for this video. But yeah, it's such a cutie. I love it. We'll place it on top of Pteranodon here. And moving on to the Rebirth Ankylosaurus. I didn't get the Mattel figure, but I think the Captives one. I just love this. It's the best one. It represents it so awesomely. Just the plain colors. That's all it's needed for me. And I just think, yeah, it's super, super cool. But now we have the Rebirth Compsognathus. Now, it's not the Rebirth one, you know, because the Rebirth one was red, but this is the only Compsognathus figure to release during the Rebirth line, which was the Rebirth Captives line. So I was like, you know, we'll just put it in. Why not? We'll pretend it's the Rebirth one and pretend it's red, even though it's green. But then we have Dilophosaurus. This is the only Dilophosaurus Rebirth toy, I'm pretty sure. It comes in the Bite and Blast Mosasaurus set. Now, I don't have that, but I got it in the Rebirth 15 pack, so it still counts. And then here, there were Rebirth 6 inches that were repacked, but, you know, it still has the Rebirth logo on it. So, that two-headed Velociraptor, we can pretend it's this one, because they were both Tiger Raptors. So, yeah, we can just pretend that that's the two-headed raptor, even though it's not, but, you know. And then, a bit of a stretch, but Pyroraptor was actually on one of the walls as a painting in Rebirth, so I figured, yeah, let's do that, because there was even in the Rebirth 15 pack. And then we have Triceratops, which, you know, wasn't in the movie much, but it got a two-headed Triceratops in an incubator, so we did see that, technically part of Rebirth, you know. And then moving on to the white Velociraptor. Now, this wasn't properly in Rebirth, but in the lead scene, there's this white sort of embryo raptor. Now, it's not fully Velociraptor. There's something mixed in with it. I'm going to do a future video on it. I promise it'll be coming soon. Not too soon, but hopefully within a week or so. Yeah, stay tuned for that, because there might have been a creature none of you expected to be in Rebirth that was technically in Rebirth. And now we move on to Apatosaurus. Now, there's no proper Rebirth Apatosaurus toy, but it was in the movie, so I figured, you know, minis are probably the best fill-in for things, because, like, literally, we have Pyroraptor in a Rebirth pack, and we even had Ghost in a Rebirth pack, so who's to say there couldn't be a Rebirth Apatosaurus mini, you know? So we'll put that down there, and I'll actually move the Triceratops over to here, because I want to put something else in Triceratops' place, which is the Dominion Para, which was in the movie as a carcass. So there is that. But yeah, I just figured the only Rebirth Para toy we have is coming with Ruben Delgado, and, you know, that's not out yet. So this is the best I can do for you guys, and I'm going to skip that because I already got Ruben Delgado in the D-Rex Island Escape set. So yeah, got a mini because, you know, as I'm saying, we're using minis to fill in some of the creatures in the movie that weren't there. And then our other mini, Brachiosaurus. So where was Brachiosaurus in the movie, you're asking? Well, in a behind the scenes photo, it was actually shown there's a two-headed Brachiosaurus mutant. I hope you guys have seen the picture by now. But yeah, if we're putting Triceratops in for being in the movie as a two-head mutant, we're counting Brachiosaurus as well. So I think that's awesome. And then, yeah, besides that, we just have some human figures. These are all the human figures, only missing Nina. Hopefully Lego do a Nina figure eventually. But yeah, this is all of my Rebirth collection. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to watch up above, and I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.